Have you ever wondered what powers your smartphone, your electric car, or even the advanced defense systems that keep us safe? The answer, in many cases, is a group of elements you might not have even heard of: rare earth minerals. They're not actually that rare, but they're incredibly difficult to mine and process. And for decades, one country has dominated the entire global supply chain: China. But the world is changing, and a new high-stakes game is unfolding in the icy landscapes of Greenland. Stika 1-26. The global balance of power could look very different, and it all comes down to these superpowered rocks. Let's start with the basics. What exactly are rare earth elements? They're a set of 17 metallic elements on the periodic table. Think names like neodymium, dysprosium, and yttrium. While they sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, their properties are what make our modern technology possible. For example, neodymium is essential for creating the powerful, lightweight magnets used in everything, from the motors of electric vehicles and wind turbines to the tiny speakers in your earbuds and the hard drives in data centers. Without them, our green energy transition would grind to a halt, and our digital world would cease to function as we know it. The problem isn't their scarcity in the Earth's crust. The real issue is concentration. These elements are usually found in very low concentrations, mixed in with other minerals, making them economically challenging to extract. On top of that, the refining process is complex and often environmentally damaging, involving harsh acids and producing radioactive waste. This is where China's dominance comes into play. For years, China invested heavily in this industry, tolerating the environmental costs and undercutting global competitors with low prices. By the early 2000s, they had effectively cornered the market, producing over 90% of the world's refined rare earths. This created a massive strategic vulnerability for countries like the United States. Imagine if the supply of a critical component for your most advanced fighter jets, your missile guidance systems, and your entire communications network was controlled by a single geopolitical rival. That's the reality the Pentagon has been grappling with. This isn't just about consumer electronics. It's a matter of national security. When trade tensions flare up, the threat of cutting off the rare earth supply becomes a powerful bargaining chip. We saw hints of this during past trade disputes, sending shockwaves through defense and tech industries worldwide. The message was clear: find alternative sources or risk being left behind. So, the global hunt for new rare earth deposits began. And one of the most promising locations to emerge is Greenland. Massive, ice-covered island, an autonomous territory of Denmark, is sitting on what could be one of the largest undeveloped rare earth deposits in the world. Specifically, two major sites have captured international attention: Kvanefjeld and Tanbreez. The Kvanefjeld project, in southern Greenland, is estimated to hold a massive reserve of rare earths, along with significant deposits of uranium. This uranium, however, became a major point of contention. Greenland's politics are fascinating and complex. While it is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, it has its own government and parliament. The desire for full independence is a powerful force in Greenlandic politics, and many see the nation's vast mineral wealth as the only realistic path to achieving economic self-sufficiency. This creates a classic dilemma: economic development versus environmental protection and cultural preservation. The debate over the Kvanefjeld mine became a defining issue. The project, backed by an Australian company with Chinese ownership, promised jobs and billions in revenue. But it also sparked fierce opposition from locals and environmental groups concerned about the potential for radioactive dust and waste to contaminate their pristine environment, which is vital for fishing, farming, and traditional ways of life. The political drama came to a head in 2021. A snap election was called, essentially becoming a referendum on the Kvanefjeld mining project. The result was a victory for the Inuit Ataqatigiit Party, which had campaigned on an anti-uranium mining platform. They quickly passed legislation to halt the project's development, effectively putting Kvanefjeld on indefinite hold. It was a huge victory for environmental activists, but a major setback for those hoping Greenland would quickly become a new source of rare earths for the West. But the story doesn't end there. Remember the other site I mentioned, Tanbreez. This project is different and, in many ways, even more strategically important. The Tanbreez deposit is what's known as a heavy rare earth project. Heavy rare earths, like dysprosium and terbium, are even more critical for high-performance applications, especially in defense technology, and they are significantly scarcer than their light counterparts. Even more crucially, the Tanbreez deposit contains virtually no uranium, sidestepping the environmental and political controversy that sank the Kvanefjeld mine. This is where the United States re-enters the picture in a big way. Recognizing the strategic importance of Tanbreez, the U.S. government has been quietly working to support its development. This has included technical assistance through the U.S. Geological Survey and diplomatic engagement with both Greenlandic and Danish authorities. The goal is clear: to help build a new, reliable, non-Chinese supply chain for the most critical minerals on the planet. This isn't just about one mine. It's about building a mine-to-magnet ecosystem in the West. That means not just extracting the ore, but also developing the capacity to process it, refine it, and turn it into the finished magnets and components that industry needs. This brings us to the 2026 timeline. Why is that year so important? Because that's when a new processing facility, a rare earth separation plant, is scheduled to come online in Norway. This plant is a crucial missing link. Without a place to process the raw, or from Greenland, the mine itself is useless to the West. The plan is to ship the concentrate from Tanbreez to this Norwegian facility, creating the first viable European rare earth supply chain. Furthermore, the U.S. is also investing in its own domestic processing capabilities, like the Mountain Pass mine in California, which has been resurrected and is now working to rebuild American processing expertise. The goal is to have multiple, interconnected, and friendly supply chains operational by the middle of this decade. Think of it as a coordinated international effort. Greenland mines the ore. Norway separates the elements. The US and its European allies then use these elements to manufacture high-tech components. This diversification is the ultimate goal. It's not about replacing China overnight, but about reducing a critical dependency and creating a more resilient and secure global market. It's a geopolitical chess match being played out with geology, engineering, and international diplomacy. The implications are huge. For Greenland, it could mean a step closer to economic independence. But it requires navigating the delicate balance of resource development without sacrificing its unique environment and culture. For the United States and Europe, it means shoring up a critical vulnerability in their national and economic security. And for the global tech industry, it could mean more stable prices and a more reliable supply of the elements that will drive innovation for decades to come. So, the next time you pick up your smartphone or hear about a new breakthrough in green energy, remember the incredible global journey these essential materials take. From the icy fjords of Greenland to processing plants in Scandinavia and factories in North America, a new map of technological power is being drawn. The year 2026 is a key milestone in this quiet but revolutionary shift. What happens in Greenland over the next few years won't just stay in the Arctic. It will ripple across the entire world. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this deep dive interesting, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on the fascinating intersection of technology, geopolitics, and our future. See you in the next video.